What is up, Yaush? I am Zero, and I'm here today to tell you a little bit about myself. And thought, what better game to put it over than a two-bar warrior game where I pull a little bit over a 3 KD rushing with a two-bar, or at least my idea of rushing. I used to be an incredibly defensive player, but I've kind of changed that up here the last few months in Black Ops and then in Modern Warfare 3. Got kind of bored with it and decided it's a lot more fun to run around with a shotgun or a submachine gun and see what I could do in the enemy spawn. It's not near as boring and have a lot more fun doing it, but it does require a full party usually. Helps having someone watch your back and calling things out, and that's typically the way I play these days. And it also helps with the whole aspect of the gameplay that I like, which is teamwork. And a lot of my earlier commentaries on my channel, even when I was playing solo, that was what I stressed more than anything, was teamwork and different strategies for how to do that in Domination. And typically, I play Domination, although I play a lot of other game types too. Domination's always my favorite, and it's just what I'm comfortable with. I like it because if you're communicating and working with your team, you can basically control the map, and that's really the point of any of the game types, is map control. But I find Domination it's easiest to do it on. You can know where they're coming from and know where they're going to be spawning more than you can do in, say, Kill Confirmed or maybe TDM. But anyway, I said this was going to be an intro video, so I guess I should probably get around to that part of it. I'm Zero. I've been commentating for about a year now. I think it's maybe been over a year at this point. I can't even really remember when I started, but it was something that I got into. I thought it would be fun. I like playing video games, and I always wanted a way to show off some of my better games, and it seemed like a natural thing to do after I saw some other people doing it. I didn't even realize it was a thing until maybe a year and a half ago. After I saw it, I started watching and saw all the tips people were giving and started incorporating those into my playstyle, and all of a sudden improved. And I thought, hey, seems like a fun thing to do. Anyway, I'm an older gamer. I'm 31 at the moment that I'm doing this, but I'm still young at heart, and I think that's what counts. I hope I never really grow up. I mean, the day farts stop being funny is probably the day that I stop breathing. Look at this guy thinking he can go prone and hide by those cars. No, he can't. But, like I said, I'm an older gamer, and I typically have a little bit different approach to things. I concentrate more on the teamwork aspect of things. I definitely concentrate way more on my win-loss ratio than I do on my KD. So me pulling out a 3 KD game is something that doesn't really happen all that often, and really doesn't happen all that often on a 2-bar, which is kind of weird. I found I actually have a lot better games on a 2-bar than I do with the 3-bar in Modern Warfare 3. I think it has something to do with their lag compensation. Because on a 3-bar, I can't do a thing, but 2-bar, it's basically like having a 4-bar. You'll see me lose a few gunfights here just because of connection issues, but it's nothing all that horrible as compared to what I usually get. More often than not, you're going to see me running a support streak, I guess you call it. It's not really kill streaks anymore. What are they called? I can't even think of it. Not specialist package. Strike package. That's what I'm looking for. More often than not, you're going to see me running a support strike package. Talk about locking up. And that just kind of fits in with my usual connection problems. Because typically, I'm not going to fill out an assault kill streak or anything like that, because my connection usually just doesn't support it, even though I have huge fiber optic internet upload and download capability. I don't know why, but I never get good connections, and I'm always laggy. But I've learned to live with it, and I think this whole support streak is a really good thing in Modern Warfare 3, and it really fits in with my playstyle, which is being a team player, capping flags, and really just supporting what's going on. I'm not one of the people that's going to sit back in the back of the map and just focus on getting kills. And a lot of times, I won't even be at the top of the scoreboard, especially on Modern Warfare 3, since it doesn't really factor in, or it doesn't show your captures and defends and things when you're playing Domination, which is one thing that I think Black Ops really got right over Modern Warfare 3, is it showed in the game mode that you were in, how well you contributed to that game mode, which, once again, Infinity Ward made it back to just showing your KD, which seems to be what all the kids care about in the games these days. We have a lot of kids losing and saying how we're garbage and, their KD is better, but, they didn't win, so does it really matter if they had a great KD and they still lost? I don't really think so, but some people do. And that's the kind of mentality you'll see when you come into my channel, is more about teamwork and getting the win rather than big KD. Sometimes I just run around with a riot shield and throwing knife and cap flags, and I get horrible KD, but it's still fun to do. I also live stream quite a bit too. I haven't been live streaming as much here lately, mainly because I've been focusing on Modern Warfare 3, and there's so many people streaming it at the moment that I really don't feel the need to, and I don't think it's all that interesting to stream, but I'll stream things like Legend of Zelda, Skyward Sword, Dead Island, all sorts of games like that. I typically have fun playing the new games that come out, live streaming those, and it's a lot more satisfying. It gives me a chance to interact with people in real time, and I don't have to just answer a few comments on YouTube. I can answer questions right then and there, and I don't have to edit it down for writing purposes and make smaller comments. I can just talk on and on and on about whatever the subject happens to be, which I tend to do every once in a while. But I guess it's just one of those old people things. I find as I get older, I just keep talking more and more about random stuff, and almost find it harder to stay on topic about things, which I'm definitely doing in this video because it was supposed to be an intro, and here I am talking about live streaming and playstyles and all sorts of stuff. But I guess that's just a reflection of my interests, which are extremely varied, so if you come check out my channel, you're not going to get just one thing. You're not going to get just one thing even in my live stream. It's just going to be a mix of whatever I'm in the mood for that day, and hopefully I'm going to be doing a lot more of it. I'm thinking one of these days I'm going to start streaming old school Nintendo games, since that's where I started gaming, and that's where it all goes back to. I'd like to even start doing some Nintendo 64, because that's when I really got into video games big time, was probably in my teenage... Well, I was always into it big time, from 1987 when I got my first NES for Christmas, and it's been a lasting thing ever since. But the Nintendo 64 is where things really took off, because it had GoldenEye, and that's where I got completely addicted to first-person shooters, and I've been playing them ever since, especially Halo. But I don't know, Halo kind of lost me in the last few games, and I switched over to Call of Duty, and it's been Call of Duty ever since then. But I'm not really biased one way or another on any games or any system. I have all three systems, and I play all sorts of games on all three, so I'm open to playing anything. If anybody wants to get together and play, just hit me up on the Yaush forums, and I'll be down to do pretty much anything. Maybe not Modern Warfare 3 so much, as I tend to be flooded with invites every time that I get on, and I'm almost always with a full party. But anything else, I'm down to play, typically. And speaking of the Yaush forums, if you're not a member, I don't know why you'd be watching this video if you're not a member, unless you just stumbled across this channel, but go check out the Yaush forums. It's a great place to hang out. I'm typically just in the tech help threads and things of that nature. I don't spend all that much time talking about video games or reading about them, but I definitely like participating, and if you're a commentator and you want to get noticed, then definitely need to be active in a community, and so far the Yaush community is about the best community that I've seen. So get on over there and check it out, because they're full of helpful people giving all sorts of advice, and it's a great way to get noticed and get your channel noticed. But anyway, this commentary is winding down, so I guess it's about time to say goodbye. I don't really know of a good way to end this, since it's not being made for my channel, and instead being made for a community channel. But I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to head on over to my channel, check it out. Head over to my live stream. I try to live stream pretty much all the time on my days off when I'm playing games. And I hope to see you around. And if all else fails, come check out the Yaush forums, because they're a lot of fun, and I'll definitely be there. Like I said, mainly in the tech help threads. Later.